Hey, good morning everyone. I just went under the 10 freeway, right where the Kmart used to be, but they're changing it, so we'll see what it's going to be in the next couple of weeks. So this is going to be a general tour along Pacific Avenue and Main Avenue. This is in Baldwin Park, California. This is my start point, Pacific Avenue and Cameron Avenue. Now the other day I was a bit worried coming to this intersection simply because all the lights were blinking red. I've never encountered this before, but once I actually got here, it was just like driving in the car. Each car takes its turn. Once it's your turn, you just proceed forward, or in this case, I made a left turn. So it was a piece of cake, no problem. Now, as you can see, the roads, there's 2 lanes for vehicles, for cars to drive. So I still have this little buffer on the right-hand side where cars are able to park. So, not that bad. But as we get closer, you'll see that Baldwin Park for the last 2 years or so, maybe 3, they've actually been improving their streets, making some changes. So here we go again. 2 lanes for 2 cars to go on each side, and you'll see where the roads actually start to change. Like all this is still fairly the same thing. And here we go. You start to see where the arrows are telling cars, hey, push to the left. Things are about to change, and there's even a change in the asphalt. See, the asphalt's a lot cleaner, or brand new, whatever. And up ahead, you're starting to see where you actually have the bike lane begin, and I'm a big fan of this. I do like it. Why? Because I do feel safer, riding on the street, because you do get those, I don't want to say dumb drivers, but some distracted drivers that aren't paying attention, and you hear about them all the time. So this little bike lane, I'm happy for it. Alright, coming up in this intersection, it's Puente Avenue and Pacific. If I was to make a left-hand turn, or if I was to turn left and take it for a couple miles, I would actually end up at Bassett High School in La Puente. But if you make a right, you'll end up at Baldwin Park High School. So it's not that far from here. There are certain areas where the actual curb has been pushed out into the street. They planted some plants, and it also helps park vehicles and pedestrians, when they're trying to cross the street. Because the curb, or the actual sidewalk area, is pushed out into the street, so it provides some protection, and it does look a bit more, I guess, appealing to the eye. So as we continue on the designated bike lane, you will see that there's not a whole lot of cars. It's pretty cool. It's still early in the morning. It's around 7:30, give or take. Later on, when we see the actual sidewalk being pushed into the road with plants, I'll point them out. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. So I don't really know the whole idea behind why they did that, but it is something different. Right here, I just had to look behind me, make sure there was no vehicles, because I had to go into the main part of the road. There was like some cleaning going on, so I had to move away from the bike lane. So I'm still good. All right, in this intersection, Vineland Avenue and Pacific. On the left-hand side, there's this taco place. It's called Garduno's. Probably mispronouncing it. Sorry about that. They have tacos, but the one thing I like is actually the burritos. They're pretty big. They'll have eggs in there, sort of like hash brown or something in there. It's just a mixed variety of things, but I really like them. I like eating from this place. On the left, on this street right here that I just passed, if you were to turn left, you would end up at Baldwin Park Unified School District. And to the right, after the light, or right in the light, you will see there is actually a train station, the Metrolink. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that's what it was until I actually took a quick trip that way. It only cost you $3 to ride the train, the Metro, and it'll take you from San Bernardino all the way to LA. This car wash, I do like how they have the sign that says we support our troops. It's only $1 per car wash. I've never taken my car there, but I would like to stop there sometime. Somewhere around here, I think the police station is here, but I'm not quite sure. I've never been able to find it. See, there's some police cars, so I'm guessing the police department is there for Baldwin Park, but I've never actually seen the sign that says Baldwin Park Police Department. Alright, so the intersection we're approaching now is Ramona and Main. Once again, if you look at the streets, there used to be 2 lanes for vehicles to pretty much go straight, but there's been so much change that now the bike lanes have their own designated path. If you look to the left, there's El Taconazo. They have good tacos. Every time I go, I always get the tacos. The meat's literally coming, it doesn't even fit in the tortilla. And then a little bit more, to the right of El Taconazo, there's this restaurant called Via Mar. I actually like that place. I always enter through the back because that's where the entrance is, or the parking is. But usually I like to get the cocktail. I'm a big fan of cocktails, so if I'm not ordering tacos, I'll order cocktails. So it's a pretty good place. You should check it out. So the front, you can't really tell a whole lot from it, but from the back, it looks a lot brighter. Once again, if you look at the streets, brand new paint, brand new asphalt, designated bike lane. Pretty cool. Alright, so coming up, you won't be able to see, but to the right, there's actually a Menchie's. It's a frozen yogurt shop. They're pretty good. I mean, you can't go wrong with, frozen yogurt. And then up ahead to the right, if you're just driving by, you're gonna miss it, but this is the post office here in Baldwin Park. And to the left, there's a bunch of different shops. You got the Dollar Tree, you have bake shop, and then this place, the Himalayan Cafe. For the past 3 years, I've actually wanted to visit this place. Try out their food, but with my lunches, being so short and the drive here, I didn't want to risk it. But one day I'll get a chance. So now, coming up on the left-hand side, you will see there is a place. It's a spiritual advisor. Now, some people may look down on them. Say, oh, it's fake or whatever, but at the end of the day, I mean, I can't give my 2 cents on this because I've never been to one, but at the end of the day, if a place like that can help you be at peace with yourself, move on with your life, become a better person, then why not? To each their own. Now, I do like coming here towards Los Angeles Street on Main, simply because as I drive through here, sometimes I just smell the donuts. from the Yum Yum shop right here to the left. I want to stop, but I can't. I have to get to work. But it does smell really good. Now, once you cross the street, on the left-hand side, you will see that there's these rental bikes. Now, they've probably been there for what, 1-2 months now. So now, so I did go to the city of Baldwin Park's website on the bike rental, and it doesn't seem that bad. It's $2 to unlock the bike, but the part that might cause some problem for some people is that it costs you 10 cents per minute to rent this bike. Coming up on the left, we have a barber shop. It's called Crazy Cuts. So now they have them as low as $8. All right, in the corner right here, it's kind of hard to see right there. They have menudo in this place. They're open right now during COVID, and then for a while ago, this cuisine place was actually closed, but they are open as well. Everything I've ever ordered in there, I have no idea what I'm getting until I actually get it, but I've never been disappointed. Even when I ordered this one soup called scalded lettuce, I don't know what it was, and turns out it's like a soup with a big half of a lettuce that's been cooked. So if you get a chance, check it out. Coming up right here, we have, if you make a right on the street, you'll actually end up at North Park High School. It's another high school for Baldwin Park. And interesting thing about North Park High School is that it's a continuation school. So now, an interesting thing was that when I was in college, and I told my friends that I was going to be assigned to go to a continuation high school as part of this college class that I was taking. My friends right away started saying nothing but negative things, and I actually started to get worried. So then I actually went online. This is my other mistake, besides asking my friends. I went online and I looked up continuation schools, and then I checked out YouTube, and sure enough, nothing but negative things about continuation high schools. So I actually wanted to go to the person in charge of assigning us, what school we were going to be assigned to change me, because I was worried. But then I realized, I was like, you know what? How am I going to know firsthand how things are if I don't even give it a shot? So the school I ended up going to was Ledesma High School, or FRL, Fernando R. Ledesma High School. It's in El Monte, and within like 2-3 weeks that I was there, I was like, man, like everyone that told me anything about a continuation high school, they have no idea what they're talking about. I immediately, pretty much fell in love with the environment. Teachers were cool, the students, they're cool, and it was nothing like what my friends or social media kept saying about continuation high schools. So if you ever heard something negative about a continuation high school, it's probably because you've heard it from someone that, I'm gonna exaggerate here, that heard it from their dog, that heard it from a cat's neighbor, that heard it from a bird. Pretty much rumors, but don't believe them. Continuation high schools aren't, what most people think they are. So I do like them. So my goal is to reach Arrow Hwy. It's not that far, but as you can see, the streets, even the curb right here, how they extend out into the street and sort of cut into them. I think that it is pretty helpful for people parking, because there are dumb drivers that sometimes hit hard cars. So if there is some sort of buffer or some sort of curb that sticks out into the street, if a car's not watching out, they're going to hit the curb instead of hitting a car. And it does help out people that are trying to cross the street, because the curb is extended a bit more. So if you look at this little intersection here to the right, you will see how the sidewalk or the street on the right hand side is smaller. So it gives a little bit more safety for pedestrians trying to cross the street. And we're almost there. I have no idea what these are for. I haven't looked into it. My guess is probably some sort of water filtering system. Who knows? I had a little, a truck blocking my path. No big deal. Just went around them. And then right here in this intersection, I have the choice to go straight or, go right. But in this case, Arrow Hwy, this is my destination and the end of this video. Thanks everyone.